Hello students, I'm going to make a quick video to show you how to format your Google document for publishing. So first thing is we open up a Google Doc. You guys know how to do that. Once you do that, you want to change. The first thing you want to do is you want to change. It's going to say untitled document. You want to change it to something you're going to remember. So I just called it Otzi narrative, or you can just call it narrative. Call it something that you could easily find it. So first thing to do is change it up here. Okay, that's really, really important. Do that. Okay, so now you're ready to write your essay. Even though when you turn it in, I can see, or Miss Hyrigs can see that you turn it in. It's always good to get in the habit of putting your name on the actual essay. So what you want to do is, so you have a bunch of tools up here. I know most of you probably used it before, but when you're going to put your name, I like to put it in the upper right-hand corner here. So see these right here? It says left, center, right. Use the one that says right align. That way you can put your name, the date, and your core right there. Skip a couple lines, and then you want to use the center one right there. Okay, this is the only time you really want to use the center line. Some students make the mistake of writing their entire essay using the center line. You just want to use it for the title. So I don't know, it could be like one day on the mountain. Use that as your title. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so also when you do a title, make sure obviously the first word is capitalized. Smaller words like on, the, of, a, and. Okay, those don't need to be capitalized, but this needs to be capitalized. Also keep the font, whatever the default is, or you can go up to maybe 12, 11 or 12 is fine. And also notice that this is at Arial. That's the default. Kind of keep it at that. You can use Calibri, remember, or maybe Times New Roman even, but just keep it at this. Don't use a fancy cursive font or anything that's hard to read. The reason why teachers want you to keep that is because they want to, when they read through them, they want to be reading the same font, and it's hard to read when you put it like a cursive or a fancy font. Don't do that. Okay. All right. So now you got your title. Let's skip a line. Then you want to go use the rest of the essay. You want to use with left align right here. Okay. So that's going to be over there. First thing you probably want to do is hit Tab. Tab is on the upper left of your keyboard. That'll indent a little bit. And I'll just write some, some nonsense here, just for the sake of writing. So it said like, I don't want to write essay. I want to write an essay, said Marissa. And then if someone else is talking, you would say, I don't care. Your work. Said Mr. McNamara. So also notice the spacing here. Right now, if you look at the spacing, this tool right here, it says line and paragraph spacing. You could keep it 1.15 or even 1.5 like that. That would be fine. I'm just going to keep it at 1. But don't do it single space. This is probably okay. All right. You don't need to do double space. So let me see. As far as tools up here, that's all you really need to know: line spacing and the alignment. Let's see. You may want to also add a spell check, and the way I would do that would be I like to use Grammarly. So if you don't have Grammarly on Google, you can go to, let's see. I would do this. I would go up and go just type in Grammarly for Chrome. That's the best way to do it. So Grammarly for Chrome. I already have it, but you would just put install. Okay, and now if you put Grammarly for Chrome, what you'll see is like when you when you make a mistake, you see this, it'll be underlined, and then that way when it notices mistakes, you can just, it'll give you a suggestion, you just click on it and it doesn't catch everything, but I found it's an easier way to catch spelling errors and so forth. So they have add-ons that you can get that I've tried. I just don't like them as much as Grammarly. It's a little easier. Okay. Now, another tool you may want to suggest, or another tool you may want to use is something called word count. Now, I have 27 words, and typically in the past, I've had kids. The first narrative I have them read about 500 words. And some of you are going to go, how do I know if I have 500 words? Well, you can go to word count, it'll tell you, or you can go right here. It says display word count while typing. Just tick that box. Okay, and let me move this. Oops. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay. So see, it says 27 words right there. It'll tell you right there. So the more I type, the word count will keep track. Now, so one of the things we want to look at also is using good sensory words, using good word choice. So if you were saying, it was, if you're going to indent, you said it was a cold morning. I was very tired, or I was tired. Okay, and you're saying, okay, well, let's see. Take the word cold here. Now, one of the add-ons I would suggest getting is called One Look Thesaurus. So this one right here. And the way to do that, the way to add that, if you don't have that, is go to what's called Get Add-ons. Okay, so go to Get Add-ons. And you could add a bunch of things, but don't go crazy in here. I would just go to One Look Thesaurus. Thesaurus is something that'll help you find synonyms or other words that mean the same thing. So mine says installed. Click install it. It'll probably take you through the Google prompts. You have to allow it and so forth, but you guys know how to do that. So once you get One Look Thesaurus in there, it should be in what's called your add-ons. Okay. So let's say I have this word cold, and like, I don't know, I need to come up with a better word. You go to add-ons, go to One Look Thesaurus, and then go to what's called synonyms here. So if you click on synonyms, I can look at all these different words and go, ooh, okay, now I got all these different choices here. I like this first one, frigid. So if I click frigid, notice it puts it right in there. It was a frigid morning. I was tired. Okay, now, so if I go to tired, no, let me see. If you go through the whole line, click off it, add on One Look Thesaurus, synonyms. Okay, it gives me. Oops, I guess I got to highlight that first. So there's tired. So now you don't just pick anything. You have to use a word that would fit. Okay, the right context. Okay, so if you said like I was burnt out, I was travel worn. Okay, I was I was spent. Okay, something like that. So you got to find something that would I was fatigued. Okay, something like that. So that's a really good way to find better word choices that you want. Let's see, what else? That's kind of about it right now. Just make sure, and you can just click off this. Just make sure that you're using the right alignment, that you're using the right font and the right size font. You don't need to bold anything. You don't need to underline anything. Obviously, don't change the text color. Just keep it at black. So that's about it right now, and try to keep a word count. I'm going to say like 500 is probably a good amount. We don't want it too long to read for this first one. And any questions, just ask me. Oh, and make sure you put a title on yours. Okay? All right. Good luck.